everyone and welcome to episode 13 of the Books, Hooks and Yarn podcast. My name is Crystal and this is a video podcast predominantly about knitting, occasionally some crochet, some sewing and some yarn dyeing, which I do very casually. I like to talk about things that I have purchased and give some support to some local indie dyers and crafters and stuff like that. I mostly find them on Etsy and Instagram actually. And then I like to talk about what I've been reading and watching and just general life. So thanks for meeting me here in this little corner of the internet. I might occasionally keep glancing over there because my youngest is homesick at the moment and she's napping on the couch. So I just keep looking over there to keep an eye on her and make sure I'm not waking her up. Thank you for coming to join me on this miserable Tuesday day. It is, I don't even know what date it is, guys. It's the 27th of April, I think. If I've already stuffed that up, I will have to fix it down here because I've lost track of all my days. I have a nice hot cup of tea. Oh, that's just divine. And I suppose I can show you what I've been working on. I have a finished object. I was in hospital, not the weekend just gone, the weekend before. Talk about that later. But while I was in there, I decided to start a beanie to keep myself occupied while I was waiting for forever. So I made another pull the wool over hat. I've made quite a few of these. I absolutely love them. It's a free pattern on Ravelry and I love it. I made this one for my niece. Let's see if I can fit it on my head. It's a little bit smaller than the ones I've made in the past, but it should fit her perfectly. Ooh, she's lucky she's getting this because this colour is absolutely stunning. All right, the yarn that I used, this absolutely beautiful, completely stunning yarn. Oh, great look for me. This is called, I've got this much left, which is pretty decent considering I made a beanie out of it. This is a 12 ply, 100% merino, machine washable. It is called Movelous and it is marvelous. The depth and the tones in this color are just so stunning. I absolutely love it. It is from, let me get a tag out here, Downunder Dyer, Mel. She actually gifted me this to do a little bit of a test knit for her and see how it works up. Mel, I would like this in every base. I probably will buy this in every base. I want socks out of this. I want a cowl. I want my own beanie. I want a blanket. I want a jumper. Oh my God, I would love a jumper out of this. I just think it is one of the most stunning colors I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Let's see if I can get it up nice and close for you guys to see. I have no idea if that's focusing or not, but it's just the most beautiful color. I absolutely love it. So yeah, I highly recommend jumping over and looking at Mel Downunder Dyer on Etsy. And she also has a podcast on here, so check her out. Her yarn is absolutely stunning. I have quite a few of her minis and stuff up in my collection there, and I'm actually just about to put another order in, even though I'm supposed to be being good. She has this beautiful fade called the Magnolia Fade that she's just added, and I'm just obsessed. So yeah, thank you Mel for the yarn, and my niece is going to love this beanie. She's just started footy training, so she's going to love this on those cold winter mornings before she has to get out in the field. I think I'm going to put a big gigantic pom-pom on it for her in just like a neutral cream or something. I think she'll love that. Yeah, very belated birthday present. Her birthday was last week, but it's the first chance I've gotten to make something for her. The only other thing I have is one sock. You'd think I would have so many pairs of socks considering the amount of time I've had for knitting lately, but I haven't. Socks just haven't been high on my list of priorities at the moment, and that's fine. But I did finally get one sock done for my daughter. This is my first time making her a proper fitting pair of socks, and it's too big because that's just the way it works out. I measured it and everything on it, and I put it on her foot and I was like, yep, awesome, it's time to start the toes. not realizing that her toes aren't actually that long. They're about half of that. So I probably needed to either start the toes, if I want to make them this length, start them about an inch or two earlier, or I needed to decrease quicker on the toes than what I did. But that's okay. I'll make another one to match, and then I will make the next pair smaller. I think I'll just do the quicker decrease. The yarn I'm using for that is actually this gorgeous yarn from Bendigo Wool & Mills. It's a pre-dyed one. I haven't dyed this one myself. It's called Oriental Flowers, and it's actually a bunch of different colors. You can't see it because I had to boil it because the cake was a mess. But so it started with like the orange, and it's gone down through this greeny color. There's a bit of purple in there as well. And then it just keeps going down. At the moment we're at this beautiful reddy purple color, and then it's going to change again. But the colors don't repeat. It's not a repeat. So she's going to have 4 different socks, but she'll know they go together. So the next sock's going to start with this color and fade on through the next little color changes. Those 2 will match in size. And then the pair after that, I'm hoping I'll be able to get 4 socks out of this. I should actually weigh this and see how much I have left. How much one sock cost me. I really don't want to play yarn chicken with this, so excuse me while I do this. Okay, I used 20 grams for this sock. So that's perfect. I'll still have 20 grams left over, and I can put that into my sock yarn blanket. I'm not going to use this again for another pair of socks. So yep, just to double check, that might just weigh the actual sock. Yep, 19 grams. Perfect. All right, so I'm fairly happy with that. Knit up a lot quicker than a normal sock. I don't know why it's taken me so long to actually get around to doing this. She loves it. I've knit her tube socks at Christmas time, and she liked them, but she didn't particularly like the yarn. She said it was too scratchy, and I have to admit the yarn that I did use for that was not the greatest, but this is incredibly soft. Problem is, it is quite, I don't know, there's just something about knitting it that makes it not difficult. It's just not my favorite to knit with, but that's fine. Yeah, you can see here in the heel, I actually love this part, that there's like, it's green, but it's got strands of purple in it, and it just changes the look of it completely. So I just did a normal heel flap and gusset there. I don't do a slip stitch heel or anything yet. I think I'm going to start branching out into that soon because it does look quite pretty. But yeah, this is just a normal heel. But yeah, she loves them. They're quite nice. I love this color down here. So I suppose I should cast on the next one and actually get a pair done. But like I said, socks aren't my priority at the moment. And that is it for anything resembling a finished object. I do have a few whips. Not necessarily a lot of progress on ones I had from the last episode, but I did start something new, and I've got a few things that I have been working on. All right, I suppose I'll show you the new thing that I decided to cast on. I think it's still cast on. It's a crochet item, which obviously I haven't done for a long time. I don't know if you cast on crochet or not. I am just using, I've got a bunch of these left in my stash. I gave the rest of them to my mum. But I kept these particular ones for some reason. I'm not sure why. I think they were possibly going to be like for a practice jumper. These are just from Oz Yarn. So this is the Jumbo Muffin in Jersey Lily, and it's got these beautiful color changes in it. So it goes like a light grey, purple. I'll actually start from the middle, sorry. So it goes light grey, pink, like a medium grey, dark purple, dark grey, and then the light grey. It's almost creamy-ish. I don't know, it's an odd color. It's very neutral. And I'm making my niece a blanket. I'll send it over with her beanie for her birthday. Making her a few items. This is probably the biggest blanket that I've ever crocheted. So that's it so far. So I'm only on my second muffin. Haven't quite finished. I've still got the purple, the dark grey, and the creamy grey colour to go. So that's how much I've done, but it's quite long. I did 160, maybe 120 feel like it's 160 because the last one blanket I did was 100, and that's, you know, only about that wide because it was just like a little lap one, whereas this one's still got this extra here, so I'm pretty sure it's 160. I don't count as long as my edges stay straight. I don't bother. I'm just doing I always get the two, so I know it's a US single and a UK double. So yeah, and then I go from right to left, and then when I get to the end, I do my chain one and I flip so that I can get these cute little textured ridges in it. I'm hoping she will love it. It feels beautiful, it's nice and warm, and I figured using the acrylic, getting out of my stash, my sister will appreciate that she can just throw it into the washing machine and not have to worry about hand washing or anything for a blanket. My niece just turned 13, so she'll probably be washing it herself actually. Gotta make these teenagers earn their keep. So yeah, I don't have it in a project bag or anything because it's just gotten that tad bit too big. I'm just using a 4mm hook that I got for free with a knitting magazine when I first started knitting. So it's one of the comfiest hooks I've ever used. I actually struggle now with ones that don't have like that polymer handle. So yeah, and I have on here a little stitch marker from Mavis Castlemate on Etsy. This is her one more row stitch marker. It's a little flying pig because, you know, it's one more row when pigs fly. And it's the perfect thing for this project because I'll sit there going, okay, I'm gonna get up and do this, just one more row, and it's never just one more row. Next thing I know, I'm on to the next color change. I'm like, okay, now I need to really put this down and, you know, go get my ice pack or take my pain meds or whatever. So yeah, I'm working on that. That's my newest edition. And I think the reason I picked that up is while I've been on the couch all week, you don't need a lot of arm space. Whereas a lot of the things I'm knitting at the moment, I feel like I have to be I need to have a lot of space. So yeah, and not having a pattern was awesome as well. Folds up nicely, so hopefully she'll love that. Move that to the side. All right, what else have I been working on? Like I said, not much. I'm not sure if I'm going to show you every tiny little bit of progress I've made on every tiny little thing, because that would be a waste of your time, quite frankly. Just got to look in each project bag to see what I've got going on in there. Okay, that's not, I haven't started that one yet. Oh, my shawl. I have done a little bit on this, not a lot, but enough that's worth showing. Because it is sock yarn, it's fingering weight, it's going to take forever, and this is like my long-term project, so that's fine. So this is the Grain Shawl by Tin Can Knits, and I am using Empathy by Dragonfly Yarn. And that's how much progress I've made. So from my little spider there, I've done that much. So it's only maybe, I think I've done 20 rows, and that's it. But I mean, every like 20 rows makes it grow quite well. So I'm not fussed it's only 20 rows. I would have done more if I hadn't started the blanket, but that means once the blanket's done, I'll be working on this a lot more again. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. I don't need the pattern or anything now. I just remember this is my right side, this is my wrong side, increase on this side, knit on that side. And yeah, it's working out slowly but surely. I love my spider. That's from Marie of Obsession Yarns, and it's just the cutest little stitch marker. I have that in my little love heart. Well, it's not little actually, it's one of the biggest project bags I own. This is Handmade by Aunt Donna. I've got a little bookworm pin on there from Jubbly Umph. But I love this bag. It's just such a good size. So I can fit my shawl, the 100-gram skein of yarn, and I've got 5 minis in there as well in a little Ziploc bag, because I'm going to stripe those later on. So that's that one. Oh, my husband's socks. Okay. I actually can't remember how much work I've done on these, and I just have a feeling it's not very much. So let's see if I'm surprised or just it's the expected. All right, I don't even have a stitch marker in here to show how much I've done or haven't done. I am currently doing the heel flap still. I think I might have been up to there last time, or I might not have done any on there. I don't know what the deal is. I do know I've got about 20 or 25 grams, I think, to finish the sock, and then I need to start the next one, or I'm not gonna have enough yarn because I did do a longer cuff than usual and then a longer leg than usual, and I'm still not sure if it's gonna fit him, so it could just be rip it out and start again. Who knows? I don't. Yeah, I really should probably, goal, I'm gonna have one of those done in the next 2 weeks. I think I maybe have just left it to the side because it's going to be my take to work knitting. I need to finish the heel and then I'm gonna leave the foot to do when I go back to work. So that could be why that one's just sitting there, or that could just be an excuse to make it look like I'm not being distracted by other things. Unfortunately, I think that is all I've been working on. I feel like there should be more, but there isn't. Oh, that's not entirely true actually. Oh, I knew that wasn't true. I have been working on these, not much, but I did do quite a few rounds. These are my, I call them my friend's socks, but that's not what the colorway is called. It's from Stitchcraft and Wizardry. It's called Meet Me at Central Perk. I think I'm going to knit these in a tube and do the toes, but then I think I'm going to try and find either a green or a pink tonal to do the heels in, because I'm loving this idea of, I don't know if I'm going to love it when I actually do it, but I'm kind of in love with the idea of not having to do the heel while I'm knitting socks. I think I like the idea of being able to put it away and cut a heel in later. It just feels more my style. I don't know why I've been fascinated by it since the first time I saw it. And I think I just get a bit frustrated with the fiddliness of a heel flap and gusset while I'm knitting, especially because I like to do it on my 9-inch circulars. So I will probably give an afterthought heel, a true afterthought heel, a go on these socks as well. I just need to find, I'm probably going to check up here. I have a feeling I have a mini from either, who am I thinking? From Downunder Dyer. I'm pretty sure I've got something from Mel up there that I can use for the heels, but I need to check. And I also cast on a pair of socks, literally have cast on, that's it. A sock for my father-in-law because he fell and fractured his ankle. They were away at a winery holiday with their friends and he slipped on a set of stairs and he fractured his ankle, and he asked me to knit him a pair of socks. So I'm actually using my Aussie Farmers Market that I got from my first wool swap from Cass of Skip Rope Yarn Co. She sent me this in my package, so I thought that'd be perfect to make him some socks. So that's as far as I've gotten with that. I'm just not motivated by socks at the moment, unfortunately. Now I think that's officially it for all my works in progress. I think I'm going to combine Pretty New Things with Coffee and Yarn today, because a lot of the Pretty New Things that I've purchased is because of what's been going on in life. So not the weekend just gone, the weekend before, we're getting ready to go to the zoo. And I walked outside to get my in-laws dog back inside. He wasn't running off or anything, but we don't have a front gate and I didn't want him to run off down our court. So I went outside to grab him and bring him back inside because my daughters had accidentally let him out, and I stepped wrong on the edge of our driveway. It's a tiny little drop before it actually meets the grass. My right ankle rolled, but my left foot was mid-step when my right ankle rolled, and so my right ankle just went the wrong way as well, and I sprained my left ankle. So I twisted my right, sprained my left. I landed hands down in our driveway. Sorry, look at my dodgy finger. I broke it when I was younger. I landed hands down in the driveway, smacked my hip bone into the open door of my husband's car, and the pain straight away, I just said to my husband, something's happened, this isn't good. and he was actually in our ensuite, which is like the window for our ensuite and our bedroom are up against the carport, and that I was right near the carport, and he heard my ankle, the ligaments, like I heard a snapping sound, and so did he. He heard it from inside the house. So we put some ice packs on straight away. My 6-year-old, my bear, she was so good. She got me the ice packs and she like wrapped up my ankles. She was such a beautiful little nurse. I had to crawl into her house on my hands and knees. And I'm like FaceTiming my girlfriend saying, we're not coming to the zoo. I'm about to go to the hospital. So my mum came and watched the girls and I went to hospital. I was there from 11:30, I think, in the morning until 2 o'clock the next morning. 3 lots of x-rays, and it turns out there was no fracture, no break, so that was great. Just a grade 2 sprain. So they released me on crutches, and I've just been sitting on the couch or propped up in bed for the last week. Went back to my doctor on Friday and he gave me another week off because doing my job with the reading groups, every 45 minutes I have to get up and go get the next group, and where I do my group in the library, the classrooms I have to go to are all the way across the school. Like it's the furthest point from where I am to where I have to go. So he's like, no, you're not going to be able to do that. You can barely use the crutches. I'm hopeless on the crutches. They are not comfortable. Whoever invented them did not think about the fact that women wear bras, by the way, because it just digs in right on where my bra sits. It's so uncomfortable and painful. I am now hobbling around the house without crutches, but wearing shoes is painful still. By the end of the day, it's pretty swollen and awful, and I have to sit with an ice pack before I go to bed. But yeah, we're getting there. It could be months before it's completely pain-free, and I've accepted that. So yeah, literally just my own clumsiness, and the pain is something I've never experienced before. Like I've given birth twice, once without drugs, and I would rather do that than deal with the pain that I dealt with. It was horrible. And I think they thought I was being a bit dramatic at the hospital, but it was honestly worse than my labour pains. And at least with labour I got a cute baby at the end of it. This was just, yeah, it was awful. So while I was sitting at home on the couch and in bed, I was online shopping, but I was trying to not buy yarn because I have a beautiful, especially sock yarn, I've got a beautiful sock yarn collection, so I'm trying to increase my DK and my mohair, but I'm also trying to be really good and save up for my interchangeable circular knitting needle set. So I bought this. I bought myself a Swift from Loom and Spindle in Frankston. So that's absolutely beautiful and so smooth to use. I'm excited right now because I can see a delivery van just pulled up my driveway. It's not yarn related though, it's my daughter's birthday present. So I bought that, and I bought project bags. So many project bags. I got this one from Whirlsies Designs. It's so cute. I love bees. I planted a lavender garden just for my bees. I also got this one from Random Knits, which is very cute. My daughter loves that design. I already showed you the one by Handmade by Aunt Donna, and there was another one. That's a delivery. I should go check that. All right, that's my daughter's birthday presents in a huge box sitting on my bed now. So here's hoping I can hide all that somewhere before she wakes up. I remember the other bag that I ordered. I ordered my first Totes A GoGo, and it's Harry Potter. My daughter was so happy, and then she's like, "Who's this, Mum?" I'm like, "Oh, that's Dobby," because we're reading the books at the moment. She's like, "I haven't met Dobby yet, have I?" I'm like, "No, you won't until the second book. Where like still got 8 chapters left of the first book." So like, yeah, you're not meeting Dobby until the next book, honey. She's like, "Oh, okay. It's kind of funny looking." Like, yes, you'll find out why. So yes, that's a beautiful bag. I have the stuff sitting in there ready to go for my daughter's sock-head cowl. So she'll be very happy when she gets that. And she loves Harry Potter, so that's why I've decided to keep it all together. Now this one was actually a purchase for my wool swap partner. I did wool swap again. This was from March and I only just sent it last week. I was supposed to send it the week before, but things happened, so I couldn't get to the post office. I ordered this bag and then from Master Circus, and then Australia Post lost it. So I was sent another one free of charge with matching Notions pouch. And then about a week after I received the backup one, the original rocked up on my doorstep and I felt so bad, but they were so lovely and they told me to keep it or give it to a friend, and it's just so beautiful. I decided to keep it, and that way Gail, who's my wool swap partner, we can be project bag twins. So there's that, and this is the Notion pouch that came with it. And I stuck my Knit Happens pin on there because isn't that the truth? And it's just the most beautiful bag. It is very well made, and it's actually got a zip inside as well, so I don't even need to use the Notions pouch with it, but I'm a bit of a sucker for a Notions pouch, so I do. That's all the project bags that I have recently bought. But I was gifted one on the weekend. I'm a bit of a Gilmore Girls fan. I skip certain sections of it. I don't really watch the revival because it kind of annoys me. But I love the earlier episodes when Rory is, focused and polite, and Lorelai doesn't make incredibly stupid decisions, like marrying Christopher. Try and guess which part I skip. But my best friend Melissa got a cross stitch package and she somehow accidentally was sent 2 of them, so she gifted me the pouch that came with it and the needle munda, which I'm just using as a pin because it's just so cute. So yeah, that says Luke's, and that's Rory and Lorelai. Where you lead, I will follow. And I am probably going to have to put a project for Mel in there because it's just so perfect. I absolutely love it. I was also gifted some yarn on the weekend. Some friends of ours came over and they had been to Spotlight to buy a costume, and they decided to buy me this. I wound it up straight away because I could tell it was going to take me forever to wind because it's very, very fine. And I just felt like that was just the perfect thing to be doing while I was stuck on the recliner. So this is Lion Brand Summer Nights acrylic and polyester blend. There is 800 meters to 200 grams. That's a very dense ball of yarn right there. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it. I think I'm just gonna try and crochet a little lap blanket or a cushion cover or something. Probably won't knit with it, although it would probably make a cute little cowl or something for my youngest. I might do that. We'll wait and see. I also bought some more stitch markers because I have no self-control, and I bought my first lot of light bulb stitch markers from Mavis Castlemaine, and I only bought 50, and I used like 10. I put 10 automatically into a project bag when I go to do it, and I've got like 10 things on the go at the moment, so I ran out of the stitch markers, so I have to buy some more. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I got, it's going to be a bit rattly, sorry. I got some cat ones. So Mavis actually designs, it's Megan actually from Mavis Castlemaine, actually does her own tin illustrations, which is a bit cute. So I got the cat one, and of course then you have to get a cat progress keeper because that's the rule. And then you also have to get the tiny cute little cat stitch markers because that's also a rule. I'm fairly certain. Pretty sure those are the conditions of purchase. See, he's so cute. Problem with having cute knitting things is I'm like have to constantly be telling my daughters, no, I'm sorry, I know they're cute. They're not for you. They're for me. I like cute things too. I know I'm not a kid, but I like cute things too. It's my cat one. I've got a lamb. And that one's just black light bulb stitch markers. And then these are the one more row ones. And that came with my flying pig that's on Hayley's blanket. And inside are white stitch markers because I've got rose gold ones and I love them, but some, especially my pink yarns, they don't stand out very vibrantly and I sometimes miss them. So decided to get some black and white to try and get some good contrast going. And I do have a bunch of yarn sitting there. I've had quite a few deliveries today. My wool swap arrived. I didn't bring over everything that I got with the wool swap. I just brought over the yarn. So that's what all this is. Oh no, it's moved, that's all. Alright, so I've got this one, Natural Fibre Arts. It's a DK weight, which is perfect because I need to enhance my DK stash. So that can go right there. I got all this from Gail, who actually runs Wool Swap. She had an odd number of people that signed up, so she throws herself into the mix, so it's fibres when there's an odd number, and she was partnered with me, which was wonderful. Look at that. And then I got this is my first New Zealand yarn. How pretty is that? I just love those colours. They're so Australian to me, which they're probably actually New Zealand, but I've never been to New Zealand, so I wouldn't know. This is hand-dyed 4-ply sock yarn, 85.15, and it is called, I can't read what that says. It's either H-O-L-I or H-O-U. I'm not entirely certain, but it's absolutely beautiful. And I love it. That's gonna go up there, but I can't reach. VK Yarns, this is Galaxy. This is a 75-25, it's 4-ply fingering. Oh, I love those colours. I think that's gonna have to be a pair of socks for me because that's gonna look absolutely awesome. Oh, this is from America, the Ross Farm Heritage and Rare Breed Fibres. I think I'll be able to dye this, I'm not entirely sure. Anna Cotswold 3-ply worsted, 250 yards, which I'm guessing is about 200 meters. That's going to be for beanies for my family, Gail said, so it smells like it came from a sheep. So yeah, I'll dye that up and see how that goes. And she gifted me some mohair as well, which is so expensive, but I'm very appreciative of this. This is skein yarn, mohair silk lace, 70 ultrafine kid mohair, 30% mulberry silk, 420 meters in 50 grams. I don't have any blue mohair. This is going to be for me. Blue is my absolute favorite color. I don't wear much of it because it's hard for me to find the blues that I like in clothing. It's always either navy or like that pale ice blue, and I really like sky blues and greeny blues, and yeah, but that is perfect. So thank you for all my yarn, Gail. And then I decided to help out Julianne from Lovebird Lane, and she's doing a D-stash because they're moving house, and I'm a very generous soul, so I wanted to help her out. I'm so full of it. I just really wanted some of her yarn. So I ordered this mohair. It's called Flushed, and it is 72.28. So 72 kid mohair, 28 silk, 420 meters to 100 grams. That doesn't sound right. Normally it's 420 meters to 50 grams. Yeah, it's 50 grams. It's a little bit over, but it's 50 grams. So yeah. Oh, it's 50 grams. I just read it wrong. So it's from my first South Australia yarn, if I'm not mistaken. I've had a lot from New South Wales, and I've had some from Queensland, Canberra, Victoria, but I don't think I've ever bought from South Australia before, and it got here so quick. So I got that, and I decided to try for the first time ever Knit Picks Stroll. So this is the Raven tonal. It's quite pretty. I just wanted to try it, so, and it wasn't very expensive, so I was like, oh, I'll give that a go. It's very squishy. I love when things bend like that when they're in the skein. It makes me feel like I'm going to enjoy knitting them. Now the reason I got this mohair, by the way, is because I have this pink confetti from Dragonfly Yarn, and it's got like browns and pinks in it, and I just figure it's going to pair up nicely with this, and I'm going to make another sockhead cow. So yeah, believe it or not, I think that could be almost it. Oh, the other thing that Gail sent me are these beautiful stitch markers. They are called Malulaba stitch markers. Oh, that one that's flipped over as a shell. Okay, and this label is very cool. These are rocket and lettuce seeds inside the label so that I can plant them, which is very cool. sorry for the interruption. That was my eldest daughter just coming home to get changed to her ballet stuff before she went to ballet. The other thing I bought is my best friend Melissa came over and we were talking about hand stitch jumpers and stuff, and I really want to make the Ursa by Jacqueline. I don't want to say the name wrong. I'll pop it here. It's by Jacqueline. And one of the recommended yarns that you use is actually the Bendigo Wool and Mills 12 ply. So I grabbed enough for a jumper for myself and a jumper for my friend Mel. Hers hasn't actually arrived yet, but she picked like this beautiful red color, and I've picked this charcoal gray for my first one. So that will be my first hand knit jumper, I guess. I won't be starting it until I get my interchangeable circular needle set though, because I don't have the needles that I need for it, or I do, but they're bamboo and I don't want to use them. So yeah. What have I been reading and watching? I haven't been reading much. I read the last book in the Bridgerton series. That was all I had left to read. But while I've been sitting around, I've been watching podcasts. I started the Lovebird Lane podcast right from the very beginning, and I love it. And also Mel's podcast, Downunder Dyer. She just put out episode 2 last night, so I watched that last night with a cup of tea and a little snack, and it was great. I love it. She's a very good knitter, and because they're monthly, it seems like she's knit a lot, but yeah, like it is, she does knit a lot for a month. Like I can't knit that much in a month, so she's quite accomplished. Yeah, I'm enjoying those two. So Lovebird Lane, which is Julianne, Downunder Dyer, which is Mel, and Fernanda on Little Monkeys and Me. And of course Alexandra from Fibrebound, because I'm obsessed. And I'm hoping that my background will look as grown up as hers at some point in my life, because it doesn't now. I've got drawings from my girls and just random stuff everywhere. But that's okay. This is just my little corner of the house. It's not even a corner. It's literally just a blank wall, and I just have everything shoved here. So that's what I've been reading. That's what I've been watching. I started watching the Harry Potter movies again, and I got to the end of the Order of the Phoenix and went, you know what? I'm not emotionally in a place for the end of this movie, so I just stopped it. I just like, no, I don't have to watch it if I don't want to, so I just turned it off. It's like, it was the worst possible timing for my ankle to happen, because I'm not in the middle of a series or anything that I can just sit down and binge watch. I have been watching Schitt's Creek. I am way behind the 8 ball on that, but I can't watch it while children are around because of the language. And my youngest has been home with me all week, and she probably will be for the rest of the week. She's got this awful wet hacky cough, and there was a confirmed case of a respiratory virus at her childcare, and I have a feeling she's contracted that, so I'm not going to send her to childcare and let her give it to other kids, especially when I've already got the week off because of my ankle. So at least timing wise for care it worked out well, whereas other families might not have that luxury of being able to be home. I think that could be it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to all my new people that have come to check me out. Hopefully you enjoy what I do. I don't really do that much. I just like to talk about my knitting. It's either do this or drive my husband crazy. Oh, sorry. Talking about driving my husband crazy. For some reason, whenever I talk about that, it reminds me of Anna and Mike from Stitchcraft and Wizardry, because they're like the Perth version of my husband and I. They just remind me, their relationship reminds me of my relationship a lot. They have this absolutely amazing collection they've just brought out called the Funky Flatulence collection, and it's based on the books like Girls Don't Fart Okay, and there's another one called Mums Don't Fart Okay, and it's just amazing, and I would highly recommend you guys go check them out. They have also brought out a Gilmore Girls collection, which I need. So yeah, basically I have no self-control at the moment. And I think the other dyer I wanted to mention was Rainbow and Sprinkles. She does these amazing needle toppers and these gorgeous dream catchers, and she's just brought out some limited edition self-strapping yarn as well, which is My Little Pony based. So I got the purple Twilight. Oh, that was my stomach growling. That's so embarrassing. Sorry. I got the purple Twilight Sparkle self-striping range, and I also got the Rainbow Dash one. So the purple will be for my eldest daughter, the Rainbow Dash will be for my youngest, because it's so their personalities. One's like, yeah, purples and blues and greys and black, and the other one's like, all of the colours all at once. So yeah, that'll be fun. Okay, now that really is it, guys. I'm like my mother when I'm trying to get off the phone. Like when I'm trying to get her off the phone, I just keep saying bye and then start talking all over again. Hopefully I will see you in a couple of weeks. That'll be my first time trying to do a podcast while I'm juggling full-time work at the same time. We'll have to wait and see how that works out. Until I see you, please look after yourself. I hope you get everything you need out of your crafting, whether it's knitting, crocheting, whatever it is you like to do. I hope it brings you all the peace and joy and happiness that crafting brings. It's just the most wonderful thing. Please, 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 please look after yourself. I know we're still having snap lockdowns and whatnot here in Australia and overseas. I know, situations still aren't great. Look after yourself physically, mentally, socially, emotionally, because all of that is important, and so are you. Bye.